Many years ago, I was given a referral to two young men in business together. It was a graphic design business, and their two largest clients were household name life insurance companies. Their office walls were covered with brochures they'd designed for the things that we sell every day, but nobody had ever called on them. I talked to them about key man insurance, about planning their retirement. I went back to my office to put the numbers together, and then I read an article in a newspaper. It was the last interview given by the late John Paul Getty. Now, the older ones in the audience may remember who John Paul Getty was. He was the Bill Gates of his day, the richest man in the world. He's the man who made his money. He said the secret to creating wealth is very simple. Start work early, finish late, and strike oil. And that's how he did it. And in this interview, he was asked, if you had your life to live over again, what would you do differently? The richest man in the world, you know what he said? I'd go for bigger deals. I'd go for bigger deals. So there I was in my office putting the numbers together for these two young men. And my assistant said, how much do you think their business will pay as a premium? And I said, £1,000 a month. Now, £1,000 a month for me, those days, was a big, big sale. I went back to see them. I started to go through my presentation. One of them said, Tony, we're only 30 years of age. How much are you suggesting that our company should pay as a premium? And exactly as I'd planned, I said, I think your company can comfortably handle a premium of £1,000 a month. And then I remembered the interview with John Paul Getty, and I said, each. And the sale was made. You see, bigger does not have to be more complicated. Bigger simply means bigger. And how do you close? How do you close a case like this with business people? It's very simple. You just say, all that's left for us to do is to take a vote on this. So all those in favor, raise your hand and say yes. And I put my hand up first. I say, I'm in favor. And amazingly, they will always follow. Bigger does not mean more complicated. Bigger simply means bigger. And where should Mdrt figure in our planning? Well, folks, for me, in a world where mediocrity is sadly accepted as the norm, Mdrt is the place of excellence. I know of no big producer anywhere in this world who does not give credit at some point in their career to an involvement with Mdrt. You see, we all work under self-imposed horizons. We work under limitations we place upon ourselves. What stops us achieving the success that we could be achieving? The problems which assail us are not out there in the street. What stops us achieving what we could achieve is in here. Mdrt helps us to see ourselves in a different light, helps us to raise those horizons. Mdrt membership says something about us. It says we represent the highest levels of productivity, service, knowledge, and integrity. Wait a minute, you say. It's all about productivity on the application form for Mdrt. I didn't see a question about integrity or service or knowledge. No, you didn't. But I would contend that being a big producer once could be luck. But being a big producer year after year after year after year can only be achieved if, along with productivity, we also have the highest levels of integrity, knowledge, and client service. Qualifying for Mdrt says that we're roughly in the top 5% of life insurance professionals in the world. Qualifying for core to the table says we're in the top 1%. And making the top of the table puts us in the top 1,500 in the world in our business. Let's have all Mdrt members standing up again, and this time I want you to remain standing. Wait, hold the applause. Okay, now, folks, take a look at these people. Are they taller? Are they better looking? Not down here. Are they more intelligent? I do not think so. What makes the difference is we believe it can be done. You're looking, folks, at the top 5% in our business. Now, can I just have quarter of the table and top of the table standing? Okay, now we're looking at the top 1% in our business. Now, let's just have top of the table members standing. Folks, this is the top 1,500 in the world. Yes, give them some applause. You know, there's something interesting about being amongst MDRT members. Have we all heard that expression, your glass is half empty or your glass is half full? Have we heard this? Of course we have. Is our glass half empty or is it half full? Half full. MDRT members, is our glass half empty, half full, or is it overflowing? Overflowing. That's what happens when you mix with MDRT people. Our glass is overflowing. And not only should we qualify and join, but we must also attend MDRT. When I first heard about MDRT and discovered there was a club for the top 5% in our business, I thought, if this is how I'm going to spend the rest of my working life, and there's a club that represents the best of us, I want to join. For self-respect, I wanted to be a member of MDRT. When I first qualified, I discovered that the first annual meeting I could attend was in Hawaii. Now this is 36 years ago. People did not travel on holiday to Hawaii from my country. I went home when I learned I'd qualified and I said to my wife, darling, I've qualified for MDRT. Oh yes. Yeah. I said, yeah, I can go to the annual meeting. Oh yes. I'm going to Hawaii. Oh no. We are going to Hawaii. It took 27 hours to get there with our 2 little baby girls. It cost me 20% of my previous year's income to attend my first MDRT meeting. But when we attend an MDRT meeting, whether it's a day like today, whether it's the MDRT experience that will be here next February, or whether it's the MDRT annual meeting, it is not a cost. It is an investment in our careers. We have to make the investment. What did I learn at my first MDRT meeting? I learned the importance of self-belief. I learned that we can achieve anything we want to achieve in this business if we just have the courage to believe we can achieve it. Anything. Anything can be achieved in this business if we just have the courage to believe it. I went home for my first MDRT meeting. I tore up all of my goals, set new goals to qualify for the top of the table. Same company, same office, same desk, same chair, same clients. Same everything. Yet what had changed? What had changed was my perception of what I could achieve. Would it happen to you? If it happened to me, it could happen to you. You know, I think that our psyche, what goes on in here, is like the air in a car tire with a tiny little pinhole in it. And every time we go over a bump in the road, or every time we go over a pothole, it's like being rejected. It squeezes out a tiny little bit of the air, which is our motivation. And then every June, I go to the MDRT annual meeting, and I get my motivation pumped back up again.